In a related development, the Lagos State government has declared Thursday, tomorrow, March 29, as a public holiday in the state. According to the state government, this is to enable Lagos residents come out and welcome President Muhammadu Buhari, who is set to visit the state. In a statement issued on Tuesday by the Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Kehinde Bamigbeton, the government also announced traffic diversions in alternative routes ahead of the presidential visit, which will take place between March 29 and 30th. During the visit, President Buhari is expected to commission the new Ikeja bus terminal, attend to a colloquium in honor of the national leader of All Progressives Congress APC, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and also embark on a tour of the Eko Atlantic City, amongst others. A Lagos State Commissioner of Police, Imoyimi Edgar, at a press briefing in a government office in Alausa, Ikeja, said adequate preparations have been made to mitigate the impact of the road diversions on residents, while access will be given to any emergency. The Senate has emphasized the need to make provisions for human capacity development in the 2018 budget. The Senate members expressed this view at the opening of a two-day public hearing on the 2018 budget organized by the Joint National Assembly Committee on Appropriation. The details in this report.
The hearing opened a two-day public hearing on the 2018 budget. Senate President Bukola Saraki said Nigeria needs to prioritize human capital development in the spendings, even as it focuses on infrastructural projects. The session was premised at providing an avenue for richer inputs from Nigerians at all levels.
Not continue to take lip service when agencies who are part of this change of fighting corruption, blocking leakages, are continuing to run the agencies without having not to submit their budget. If Mr. President can submit the national budget in November, I cannot see any excuse why the MD or head of an agency can decide up to March and still not submit. We must find a solution to this, and I hope that this forum will use the opportunity going forward, reaching a conclusion in this area, which was very important.
Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yakubu Dogara, assured that more emphasis will be paid on getting revenue projections right in the future. Chairman of the Appropriation Committees in both chambers acknowledged numerous petitions, complaints, and recommendations to expunge inappropriate and wasteful estimates by a number of MDAs in their possession.
If not for zonal intervention projects, many communities in Nigeria would never have enjoyed any form of federal government patronage. My constituency is an example. Put differently, zonal intervention projects represent the only evidence of federal government presence in most rural communities in Nigeria. I stand to be contradicted. Consequently, as representatives of the people, no amount of blackmail from any quarters will force us to abandon our resolve to ensure even development. The quality of the budget is not in its size or content, but it is in its effective implementation. I would therefore employ stakeholders and indeed all Nigerians that as they are beginning to show interest in the budget-making process, they should show even greater interest in the implementation of approved budgets.
We are all scientists, laboratory technicians ready to mix and condition chemicals in the recently launched ERGP laboratory to get the best result for our people. The hearing is also an entrenched part of the 8th National Assembly legislative agenda of openness in governance and public sector matters, because the state we represent deserve to know and should know how their commonwealth is being shared.
For the Minister of Budget and National Planning, it was an opportunity to elaborate on the expected gains of the 2018 budget. Meanwhile, subcommittees saddled with the responsibility of interfacing with various NDAs on their 2018 estimates are expected to hand in their reports latest Thursday, March 29.
The total revenue that we project, federal government share of the revenue, will be 2.441 trillion naira. That is all revenue. We also have the share of Nigeria's, the country's dividends from NLNG set at 29.92 billion naira. We have the share of federal government share of mineral revenue set at 1.17 billion naira. The share of non-oil revenue to the federal government is set at 1.385 trillion naira. And this is, of course, made up of CIT, VAT, customs revenue, and also other federation account levies.
The event was attended by ministries, departments and agencies, MDAS, international development partners, civil society organizations, and other critical stakeholders.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has released details of the recall process for the senator representing Kogi Senatorial District, Dino Malai. According to the news schedule released on Monday and signed by the Electoral Commission Secretary Augusta Ogaku, INEC is expected to give the notice of recall as stipulated by law on March 27, 2018, while the verification exercise will hold on April 28, 2018. The outcome of the verification will be released the following day, which is April 29, 2018. INEC is acting on the judgment of the Court of Appeal in Abuja, which asked the Commission to go ahead with the process earlier this month. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has confiscated expired drugs worth over 5 million naira from a drug dealer in Ariaria Market in Aba, Abia State. The state coordinator of NAFDAC, Olisa Okeke, who disclosed this to journalists, the controller advised smugglers to find alternative legal means of livelihood and stop undermining the nation's economy. He appealed to the people, especially those residing in border communities, to assist officials of the command with relevant information to track down smugglers. You're still watching SuperScreen News at 10. We'll take a short break here to bring you business news. To stay. Well, many thanks for staying with us now in Business World. The federal government has commenced negotiations with all service providers on the Treasury single account in a bid to reduce the cost of running the policy. The Accountant General of the Federation, Ahmed Idris, who disclosed this to journalists in Abuja, said though the TSA had saved the government about 40 billion naira monthly that was being paid as bank charges, the government was still seeking ways of cutting costs. Idris had earlier appeared before an ad hoc committee of the House of Representatives which was investigating the operations of the Treasury single account. The federal government has earmarked the sum of 13 billion naira for housing projects in the 2018 budget. Housing projects.
The 36 billion is the inherited liabilities pre-2015 from 1999 backwards. That's the liabilities that we inherited as it relates to those constituency and intervention and MDG projects. Now, the 13 billion that we propose for this year is to spend only 3 billion on any new projects and use 10 billion to complete some of these projects and begin to partly wind down that 36 billion. Because some of them have left site, now that they see that government is committing funding by budget, some of them have popped up again. And we're saying, go and finish. we'll pay you. So that's our plan.
Leader of the Senate Committee on Housing, Barnabas Jamadi, expressed delight at the transparent and prompt conclusion of the budget defense and called on other ministries to follow suit, while Senator representing Anambra Central, Victor Ume, called on the minister to find ways of reducing costs for the federal government.
The report as we see it today, I know that many of them have been working weekend hours into the night